Junketing Nigerian President Tinubu jets out to France on private visit. Can you imagine? So which time did he come back from France that is going back again? I know he went to France recently. Now he's going again on a private visit. Huh? Now, wow. These people are just spending Nigerian money on international trip without bringing value back to the country. This is something else, I'm telling you. Okay, let's dive into the details to understand why he has gone out of the country again to France on a private visit. While in France on a private visit, President Tinubu will meet with his French counterpart, President Emmanuel Macron. Can you imagine? And he went there not quite long ago. Nigerian President Bola Ahmed Tinubu is scheduled to travel to France today, Wednesday, on a private visit. This was disclosed by his special advisor on information and strategy, Bayo Onanuga, in a press statement. So while in France on private visit, President Tinubu will meet with his French counterpart, President Emmanuel Macron. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu will depart Abuja on Wednesday for Paris, France, on a private visit en route to Addis Ababa, the Ethiopian capital. So in Addis Ababa, President Tinubu will join African leaders at the 46th Ordinary Session of the Executive Council and the 38th Ordinary Session of the Assembly of the AU Heads of States, scheduled from February 12th to 16th, 2025. So that means it's going to be away for more than a week because today is 5 and the Addis Ababa program is scheduled for 12. So that means a week from now. Huh, now, wow. So you're going to spend a week in France or how? So that means these people, the president will arrive in Addis Ababa early next week, I tell you, for the African Union Summit, the statement said. So that means he's going to be in France for 1 week. And then from there, he will move to Addis Ababa in Ethiopia. Now, wow. So Sahara reporters previously reported that former Labour Party presidential candidate Peter Obi claimed that out of the apparently 580 days President Tinubu had been in office as of December 29, 2024, the president spent more than 30% or about 180 days abroad, including more than 30 publicly recorded overseas trips. So in August 2024, Sahara reporters also reported that President Tinubu spent a staggering 2.3 billion naira on foreign trips and related expenses in just 6 months. This was stated in data obtained from GovSpend, a budget IT foundation analytics platform. Can you imagine? So the data reveals that between February 21 and July 19, 2024, President Tinubu incurred 2.3 billion naira in foreign trip expenses, a significant portion of his overall spending since taking office. So according to GovSpend, on February 21, 2024, State House Headquarters Abuja made a 300 million payment for presidential trips and other related expenses for the month of January 2024. On February 2024, State House Headquarters also made a 250 million naira payment for presidential trips and other related expenses, and on March 15, 2024, 42 million naira was paid for presidential trips and other related expenses. So on March 15, 2024, 9 million was paid for presidential trips and other related expenses. Another 25 million was paid for presidential trips and other related expenses. And another 34 million was paid for the same purpose on the same date. Can you imagine? So all these money, 3 or 4 different kinds of money were paid the same day for the same purpose. Can you imagine? See duplication. This is serious duplication. Can you imagine what is happening in Nigeria? So this is how Tinubu wants to rule Nigeria. He just doesn't care what is happening back at home. His own is to make sure he is enjoying himself abroad. So what is he going to do in France now? We understand what they have said he's going to do in Addis Ababa, Ethiopia. But what is he going to do in France? He's going to spend 1 full week on a private visit. And this is why the Sahel region group are blaming Nigeria for aligning with France. And saying that they are aligning with France to destabilize the Sahel region, and they say a lie. Now, why is it? You mean that all this investment is in France? There's a reason Emmanuel Macron of France is shifting his connection from the Sahel region to Nigeria. Now, for this government, I'm telling you the truth. This is something else. I've never seen this kind of thing before. Now, in the comment section, I know that some people will defend the government, whether what they're doing is right or not. As long as the Showore paper is by its regular headlines, keeping the Igbos further far from Nigerian presidency. The reason is that they are happy when newspapers report maliciously about other ethnic tribes. They will never learn inclusive politics. That is why an Igbo man from the Bita clan like Peter Obi will forever way behind Aso Rock walls. Can you imagine? Why did they turn this thing out to Igbo Hausa? This is Showore, a Yoruba man. His own paper, Sarah Reporters is writing. So what business has Igbo man got to do with this one now? These people, the hatred for the Igbos has never been like this before until Tinubu came in. But it's okay. God will deliver the Igbos from Nigeria. How many times has our president visited France since he came on board 29th May 2023? And how many times has his host, the French Prime Minister, visited Nigeria in the last 5 years? Our leaders are maintaining Nigeria as their second home, while they keep Europe as their first choice home. Why the constant foreign trips? A lot can be done using telephone to settle trade issues and diplomatic issues. Exactly. Wishing you safe flight to and fro. I speak on behalf of all Asiwaju Ahmed Tinubu Jagaban GCFR supporters, particularly those who love Tinubu. When I say Tinubu is the best president ever during this difficult time, he made tough but reasonable decisions that were for the health and safety of all of us. Thank you so much, Tinubu, for your strong and stable leadership. Can you imagine? This must be sarcasm, I'm telling you. This must be absolute sarcasm. In a good country, the admin of this page, including his boss Showore, would have been jailed for bad journalism and defamation. What do you mean? You can't try this with me as a president and not regret your actions. President Tinubu is too lenient to allow this. Can you imagine what this one is talking now? And probably his life is also not good. Wow. Someone says, Tinubu the only Nigerian who has a house of friends in France? Trump should sign another executive order banning Nigerian president and their cohorts from going abroad for medical care and vacations, so that they can concentrate in building medical care in Nigeria up to international standard. If not, so Nigerians will continue to suffer lack of medical infrastructure. North Korea leader for the past 4 years traveled just twice. Chinese president in 2 years traveled just 4 times. Russian president in a year. Once Nigerian president travels out of their country 90 times in a year. Now wow. We saw the news about Nigerian hospital being better now, only to see this the next day. UK and US citizens are coming here, but our president is rushing there every 2 months. The thing is very bad, I'm telling you. Very, very bad thing to see. So, okay, thank you for listening. Let's have your comment as Tinubu has gone out again to France today, and then spend 1 week in France, and then move to Addis Ababa for African Union meetings or summit. And they say nobody should talk. People are already turning into Igbo, Yoruba, Hausa, tribal problem. Quite unfortunate. Nigeria has a long way to go.